Dear students, in this session we are going to explain Norrish type 1 cleavages. So here these are photo cleavages. So they all takes place at alpha position and also at the beta position. So if alpha cleavage takes place, then those are called as Norrish type 1 cleavage. Okay. So here what happens is the primary condition is carbonyl compounds undergo homolytic fission. So we all know about homolytic fission. Homolytic fission gives free radicals. Okay. Homolytic fission. Fission means homolytically, if A and B is present, if we break the bond equally, then free radicals are generated. So that is known as homolytic fission. So according to Norrish type 1 cleavage, first of all, the carbonyl group absorbs UV radiation and N2 pi star transition takes place, and that is converted into singlet state and that is converted into triplet state. Okay. So and that usually triplet state, we all know about singlet state and the triplet state. So here in the ground state, anti-parallel electron movement is there, and also in the excited state also electron pair is present like this way in opposite fission. But whereas in case of triplet condition, in ground state it is anti-parallel, in the excited state it is parallel. So that is known as triplet condition. Okay. So I am repeating again. So we are going to explain a photo cleavage. Photo cleavage reactions takes place at alpha cleavage and also the beta cleavage. If alpha cleavage takes place, then those are called as Norrish type 1 cleavage. So here in this, the carbonyl compounds undergo homolytic fission. Here fission means breaking of bonds. So homolytic means equal sharing. So that's why free radicals are produced. The primary process, carbonyl group is excited by the absorption of the UV radiation and N2 pi star transition takes place. So it is converted into singlet state and then it is converted into triplet state. So the characteristics of Norrish type 1 cleavage is, so here it must consist of, so here it takes place in primary process and also in the secondary process. Primary process and also in the secondary process, in the reaction takes place in the gaseous phase usually. Okay. So here, so cleavage of the carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon bond to give an acyl radical and also an alkyl radical. So that takes place in the primary process. Here in the primary process, cleavage of carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon bond takes place. Alpha carbon bond takes place to give acyl radical and also alkyl radical, right? So that is known as primary process. So here acyl radical means we all know about it, CH3 C double bond O radical. So here alkyl radical means CH3 radical, well known, and R radical or RCO radical. The alkyl group may vary, but the acyl radical is CH3 RCO radical or alkyl radical is R radical. So that is the primary process takes place here. In the second process, so the coupling of the reaction takes place. It depends upon the reaction conditions. They may recombine together, the formed free radicals recombine together, or decarbonylation takes place. Decarbonylation means elimination of carbon monoxide. And next one, or disproportionation reaction takes place. So like this way, to get different types of products, the formed radical undergo these types of mechanism to give different types of products. Okay, so here the characteristics of Norrish type 1 cleavage is it goes on by primary process and also by the secondary process. In the initial process, the cleavage of the carbonyl carbon and also the alpha carbon bond takes place. So it results in the formation of SL radical and the alkyl radical. So the formed radicals recombine together, or decarbonylation takes place, or disproportionation takes place. So here disproportionation means intermolecular hydrogen abstraction takes place. Intermolecular hydrogen abstraction takes place. Okay. So this can be explained by taking an example. So first one is saturated acyclic carbonyl compounds. Saturated acyclic carbonyl compounds. We are taking this class. So the example, best example is acetone, CH3, C double bond O, CH3. Here the absorption of UV light takes place and N2 pi star takes place. So the formed product is an alkane, CH3 bond CH3 plus CH3, C double bond O, CH3, C double bond O, CH3, and plus a ketene, CH2 double bond C double bond O, and also CH3 CHO and CO. So these are all the products formed from the acetone. So these all done by the absorption of the UV light and N2 pi star transition takes place by it. Okay. So how? So in the primary process, so what we have to do? In the primary process, what we have to do? First of all, take the compound. Our example is acetone, and it is in the ground state, singlet state, and by the absorption of light radiation and the N2 pi star transition takes place. So singlet takes place. By intersystem crossing, it converts into triplet state. In the previous class, we also explained that what is intersystem crossing. Intersystem crossing means conversion of S1 state to T1 state. So that is known as intersystem crossing. Okay. So here, first of all, our compound CH3, C double bond O, CH3 at triplet state. So homolytic fission takes place. So what we said before, it is a carbonyl group. So that's why the alpha position, alpha bond cleaves, homolytic bond fission takes place, and two radicals are formed. Okay. So the formed radicals are CH3 radical plus CH3 C double bond O radical. So this is known as acyl radical, and this is known as alkyl radical. Right. So this is a primary process. First work is over, and we have to go to secondary process. So first of all, we can take any example. I am taking decarbonylation. Decarbonylation means elimination of carbon monoxide. So here first of all take acyl radical, CH3 C double bond O radical, and then homolytic bond fission takes place. Then what happens? CO plus CH3 radical is formed. Okay. So this is decarbonylation, and next one is recombination. The formed radicals combine together. So the formed radicals are CH3 radical plus CH3 radical gives CH3 single bond CH3, and then acyl radicals combine together, CH3 C double bond O radical plus C double bond O radical CH3. Then we get the formed product is CH3 C double bond O bond C double bond O CH3. So these are called as recombination reaction, and at last one is disproportionation reaction. disproportionation reaction. Here the abstraction of the proton takes place, abstraction of hydrogen takes place. So for this we are considering SL radical, CH3 C double bond 4 radical, and another SL radical is also taken. So we have to write the CH3 as CH2H C double bond O radical. So here by the abstraction of this proton, it is converted into CH3CHO plus it is converted into CH2 double bond C double bond O. So here by whenever the bond breaks, the radical and this radical react together, this radical and this radical forms a bond. So CH2 double bond C double bond O. So like this way. So what are the products formed here? So first one is CH3 and next CH3 C double bond O, C double bond O, CH3, CH2 double bond C double bond O, CH3. Okay, CH3 CHO, and carbon monoxide is eliminated, that carbon monoxide. Okay, so this is our reaction and the formed reactants are explained here. So no need to by heart these products. After completion of the secondary process, you can write the products here. Okay, so I am repeating again. Norrish type 1 cleavage, it is an alpha cleavage reaction. It applicable to carbonyl compounds undergo homolytic fission. Homolytic fission means breaking of bond. So breaking homolytical fission means the bond is the electrons are equally distributed between the atoms, so to give free radicals. So and then you have to know the what is singlet state and also the triplet state. Singlet state means in the ground state the electron is antiparallel and also in the excited state is also antiparallel. So in the triplet state, in the ground state it is antiparallel, in the excited state it is parallel. So that is the difference between singlet state and the triplet state. Here the singlet state is converted into triplet state by known as inter-system crossing. It is a non-radiative process. We explained in the before class that one. So here this is all done by the absorption of UV radiations by the carbonyl group. So N2 pi star transition takes place here. So here the entire process takes place in the two processes, primary process and the secondary process. In the primary process, first of all the carbonyl group absorbs the UV radiation and N2 pi star excitation takes place and conversion of radicals is formed. So we can observe here. So this is our compound acetone and it absorbs UV radiation, N2 pi star transition takes place, singlet state and intersystem crossing, it triplet state. Okay. And the triplet state, homolytic bond fission forms. So SL radical and alkyl radical takes place. Okay. So that is about primary process. So and the secondary process explains this. So the radicals combine together and from the radicals we eliminate the carbon monoxide and the hydrogen is abstraction takes place. So the so many of the reaction takes place here. So that's why we get different types of products. So we, as we said before, recombination, decarbonylation and disproportionation reaction takes place. So first one is recombination. The radicals combine together, right? Combine together to form alkenes, and if SL radicals are confirmed, we get acetic anhydride. And next, decarbonylation. Decarbonylation means we eliminate the carbon monoxide to produce the radical. And disproportionation means intermolecular hydrogen abstraction. So here one SL radical is taken and from the another SL radical the CH3 is converted as CH2H. So the bond is breaked and it converts into radicals and the abstraction of the proton takes place here. So it is converted into acetaldehyde and it is known as ketene. Okay. So these are the products formed from the Norrish type 1 cleavage and the explanation by taking an example. Thank you. If you are having any doubts or say in the comments. Okay.